The WNBA has always been full of rivalries, high-level competition, and dramatic storylines. But the recent clash between the Indiana Fever and the Las Vegas Aces took things to an entirely new level. During what was expected to be just another regular season game, a shocking moment unfolded. Fever guard Lexie Hull suffered an injury after colliding with Aya Wilson, the Aces superstar and one of the league's most dominant forces. What happened next has the entire basketball world buzzing. Lexie Hull, usually known for her composure and professionalism, didn't stay silent. Instead, she boldly exposed the WNBA, questioning not just the intensity of the play, but also how the league protects its players and whether star power influences accountability. The Fever versus Aces rivalry. When the Indiana Fever faced off against the Las Vegas Aces, it wasn't just another game on the schedule. The Aces, the reigning champions, represent the standard of excellence in the WNBA. The Fever, on the other hand, are rebuilding and fighting for respect. Anytime these two teams meet, there's added drama. The Fever were eager to prove themselves, especially against a powerhouse like the Aces. Meanwhile, Las Vegas was determined to maintain dominance. This dynamic created an atmosphere charged with tension, competitiveness, and pressure. For Lexie Hull, the game carried special weight. She has been carving out her place in the league, bringing grit, energy, and determination to every matchup. Facing Aya Wilson, the face of the Aces and arguably the best player in the WNBA, meant every possession mattered. The injury incident. Midway through the second quarter, the game intensity reached its peak. Lexie Hull went in aggressively on defense, determined to stop Aya Wilson, who was bulldozing her way to the basket. Wilson, known for her physicality, used her size and strength to push through. In the process, Hull went down hard. The arena fell silent for a moment as fans saw Hull clutching her side. Trainers rushed onto the court, and the Fever bench looked shaken. To many watching live, it looked like more than just incidental contact. The collision was brutal, and Hull's reaction suggested real pain. Aya Wilson, for her part, appeared unfazed, continuing the game with her usual intensity. Some saw it as a superstar being locked in. Others criticized the lack of concern. Lexie Hull speaks out. After the game, reporters crowded around the Fever locker room, expecting the usual post-game remarks. But what they got from Lexie Hull was anything but routine. Hull didn't mince words. She described the incident as reckless and questioned whether the WNBA holds star players accountable for overly physical play. If it were anyone else, Hull suggested, the league would take a closer look. But when it's Aya Wilson, it feels like things get overlooked. Those words hit hard. Rarely do players call out the league or its biggest stars so directly. Hull's comments weren't just about her own injury. They were about fairness, double standards, and whether the WNBA values all players equally. Aya Wilson's response. As expected, Aya Wilson didn't stay quiet for long. When asked about Hull's comments, Wilson defended herself firmly. I play hard. I play physical. That's the game, she said. I would never intentionally try to hurt anyone, but I'm not going to apologize for competing at the highest level. Wilson's statement struck a chord. To her fans, it showed leadership and strength. To critics, it sounded dismissive of Hull's concerns. Wilson also pointed out that basketball is inherently physical. This isn't chess, it's the WNBA. We battle every night. If you're on the court, you know what comes with it. The Aces coaching staff backed Wilson, praising her for setting the tone and being a fierce competitor. But for Fever supporters, the comments only deepened frustration. They felt Hull's injury highlighted an imbalance in how physicality is managed in the league. The WNBA's role. With the controversy growing, all eyes turned to the WNBA leadership. Would the league step in? Would there be fines, suspensions, or even an official review? To the surprise of many, the league's response was muted. Officials issued a brief statement, calling the incident a part of the physical nature of professional basketball, and noting that referees had handled it appropriately during the game. No additional action was taken. This silence sparked outrage among certain fans and commentators. To them, it confirmed Lexie Hull's point. The league seemed to protect its stars, prioritizing entertainment and ticket sales over accountability. Others argued the opposite. They claimed the WNBA was right not to escalate the situation, warning that punishing Wilson for a hard play would set a dangerous precedent. The fans react. The controversy quickly spilled onto social media, where fans split into two camps. On one side were those defending Aya Wilson, praising her as the face of the league and reminding everyone that basketball has always been a contact sport. They argued that Hull's injury, while unfortunate, was part of the game and shouldn't be exaggerated. On the other side were fans who stood firmly with Lexie Hull. They admired her courage to speak truth to power and demanded that the league treat all players equally. Hashtags like #StandWithLexie began trending, with fans posting clips of similar incidents where physicality went unchecked. Even neutral fans chimed in, noting how the debate highlighted a bigger truth. Women's basketball rarely gets this level of attention unless there's controversy. The viral moment, ironically, shined a brighter light on the league than most regular season games. Media frenzy. The media couldn't resist. Headlines blared across sports outlets. Lexie Hull calls out WNBA, Wilson under fire after fever loss. And controversy rocks women's basketball. Sports talk shows debated the incident for days. Some analysts applauded Hull for holding the league accountable, while others accused her of using the moment for attention. Comparisons were drawn to the NBA, where stars often get superstar treatment from referees. Was the same dynamic at play in the WNBA? Podcasts, YouTube shows, and social media creators dissected the footage frame by frame. Was it a flagrant foul? Was Wilson careless or just aggressive? Did Hull exaggerate the impact? For the WNBA, the attention was a double-edged sword. On one hand, people were finally talking about the league nonstop. On the other hand, the conversation wasn't about basketball excellence. It was about controversy and injuries. The bigger picture, player safety. Beneath the noise of headlines and hot takes lies a serious issue: player safety. Lexie Hull's injury raised important questions about how the WNBA protects its athletes. Unlike the NBA, where player safety policies are scrutinized constantly, the WNBA sometimes struggles to enforce consistency. Hard fouls often go unnoticed, and smaller market players may feel overlooked compared to superstars. Hull's comments touched on this imbalance. If the league wants to grow, it must prove that every player, regardless of fame, matters. Otherwise, it risks creating a culture where stars dominate not just the stat sheets, but also the rules. This isn't just about fairness. It's about the longevity of athletes' careers. Injuries can derail seasons, impact earnings, and even end careers prematurely. Lexie Hull's rising voice. In the aftermath, one thing became clear. Lexie Hull isn't afraid to speak her mind. Her boldness in challenging the WNBA showed a side of her personality that fans hadn't fully seen before. Hull has always been known for her hustle, defense, and team-first mentality. But now, she's stepping into a leadership role, not just on the court but off it. By daring to question the system, she's positioning herself as more than just a role player. She's becoming a voice for fairness and accountability. This moment could mark a turning point in her career. Some will see her as controversial. Others will see her as courageous. Either way, Hull's name is now in the spotlight, and how she uses it could shape her future in the league. What this means for the WNBA's future. The fallout from the Hull Wilson incident has bigger implications than just one game. It forces the WNBA to confront a critical question. Can the league balance competitiveness, star power, and fairness? If the league chooses to brush incidents like this under the rug, it risks alienating fans who crave authenticity and justice. But if it listens, if it strengthens players' safety protocols and ensures accountability, it could build trust and loyalty like never before. For players, the moment highlights the importance of solidarity. Whether superstar or role player, every athlete deserves protection and respect. The league's credibility depends on proving that. For fans, the drama revealed the WNBA's passion and intensity. It reminded the world that women's basketball isn't just about finesse. It's about fire, grit, and real emotion.